My name is Nancy Tillman. I live in Gulfport, Mississippi, but currently I am living in Clinton, Mississippi, because that's where my work is at. Um, I came to Mississippi with my family. I was prior military. We were in New Jersey, where I was a drill sergeant. I also served in the Desert Storm. I also was stationed in Germany and in Korea, Fort Polk, New Jersey, and several other places. So I'm pretty well traveled. I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas, and ahí tengo mi familia, my cousins, my brothers, my sisters. Unfortunately, for my parents, they're deceased, but we have a lot of memories, good and bad, but we have memories. And so I tend to go and visit maybe every other year if possible. I had decided to stay here in Mississippi. What brought me here, I was getting out of the military, and I'm always very conscious about money. So I was looking at real estate, I was looking at the economy, and living in New Jersey, the rent, the mortgages are ridiculous. You could buy a mansion here in Mississippi for what you pay over there. So fortunately, my husband had family here, and we came and we visited, and we ended up staying. But I wasn't sold and staying here forever. I'm used to going, traveling, big cities, and so. But as I stayed and I started working as a substitute teacher first, and so I could finish school, I wasn't even sure I was going to be an educator. Then I started working at the casinos, became a sous chef, opened up a couple of the casinos here, and I saved my money so I wouldn't have to borrow any money. I stopped working at the casino, went to school full time. When I say full time, I don't mean just 12 hours, I mean 21, because you can get free hours if you go past the 12. And it was hectic because I had children, I had a family. So I was able to do that, and I stayed. And then looking at the need of children, I didn't even realize that there was a program called English Learners. I had no idea. I did not until I started working in the schools. That was a shock to me to realize that I myself was actually an English learner because my first language was Spanish. Although I was born in America, my roots run deep in Mexico because my dad was from Monterrey, Mexico, my mom was from McAllen, but came by way of Reynosa. And so even though I'm American, Mexican, my roots are still Mexican, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And I'm married someone who is not Hispanic, but I make sure that everybody understands who I am, and I make sure that my children understand who they are, and my grandchildren, because we can't just go one way. We have to teach them diversity. We have to teach them who they are. In the schools, seeing some of the children being ashamed of who they are, not speaking Spanish. Once they learn English, they tend to get away from, they don't want anybody to know because either they've been bullied or been told different. There's some parents who don't want their children speaking Spanish because of the result of people looking at them differently or treating them different just because someone does not speak English. And actually, we speak American, it's not English. Does not mean that they're not intelligent, does not mean that they're illiterate. And that's what happens. It's how people look. You have educators that may say, well, what am I supposed to do? You teach them. Well, I don't speak Spanish. Great. They don't want to speak Spanish. They want to speak English. So let me go in here and help you. So we have to make sure that we educate not only our children, educate the parents, because parents have rights. There are rights. Parents have every right, and they need to know those rights in order for them to protect the children. And these are the children, our future. This is our future. But we have to get involved. We can't just let teachers be the ones to take care of your children. Those are your children. You want the best for them. And in the community, I do outreach community. There are people that live in houses that are not considered livable. But the community comes together. I get help. I get funds from people, donations, friends, some of my doctors, and we make things happen. People that know how to fix, they fix. We had a mom who was 8 months pregnant, couldn't get her anybody to see her because she was too far along. There was no money, there was no ride. That was stressful. And she ended up leaving with 4 children. And that was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking to have medical facilities turn her away, which is against the law, really against the law to do that. And so when we encounter things like that, we should not criticize or talk. We need to help and not just talk about it, but just be about it. It's so important to step up, no matter how little it is. Let's step up and help. Let's be a part of that. So this is why my Mississippi, I'm here.